The first shipment of US military aid arrives to Kiev amid surging tensions at the border. Russia sends planes to Belarus for joint exercises. Friedrich Mert has been elected the new leader of the Christian Democrats, promising a new start to the German Conservatives, now on opposition.
Russia and Romania battle a surge in coronavirus cases. On Friday, both countries registered a record number of daily infections.
US military aircraft with lethal weapons have been arriving to Kiev. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken visited Ukraine this week, with President Biden promising €175 million in military aid to Ukraine, amid soaring fears of an alleged Russian invasion. A Royal Air Force military aircraft also landed in Kiev this week, following Britain's announcement that it would be supplying anti-tank weapons to Ukraine. Ukrainian forces have said they're ready for any eventual aggression from across the border. We have special reserves prepared for this, and this territory is equipped with surveillance cameras. We will be able to see any early signs of an attack and then warn the armed forces, who will send defensive support. Russia has further upped the ante by announcing more military drills in the region, with footage released by the Russian military showing fighter jets being sent to neighboring Belarus, adding to an estimated 100,000 troops deployed near Ukraine's borders. Russian military units have moved to areas near the Belarusian southern border, a mere 75 kilometers away from Kiev.
Auf Friedrich Mert.
Friedrich Mert has been elected the new leader of the Christian Democrats Party in Germany. At the Federal Party conference, held digitally, Mert got almost 95% of the votes. Now heading the biggest opposition party in the Bundestag, Mert will likely create challenges to the current coalition under Chancellor Olaf Scholz.
Lieber Paul,
I accept this election result. I am deeply moved by the result.
Und ich bin tief bewegt
Many thanks.
und beeindruckt von diesem Wahlergebnis.
Friedrich Mert has failed twice in taking the leadership of the party in the past. The first time after the withdrawal of Angela Merkel, and the second one against Armin Laschet. Speaking ahead of the vote, Mr. Mert said this party had experienced turbulent times over the past 3 years, but vowed to make his election a new start.
Russia registered 49,513 new coronavirus cases on Friday. This is the highest daily number of infections recorded in the country since the pandemic began. Health authorities say the surge has been driven by the highly contagious Omicron strain. Romania has also hit a new daily maximum of nearly 20,000 COVID-19 cases. While hospitalisations and deaths are significantly lower compared to the previous wave, the vaccination uptake is the second lowest in the EU. In Poland, Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki says the country has entered its fifth wave, while free antigen tests will now be provided in pharmacies. Moving east, Belgium broadcasted the introduction of a corona barometer from next Friday. The colour-coded system will determine what type of restrictions will be put in place against the number of patients in hospitals and ICU wards. And in a surprising move, Ireland's Taoiseach Micheál Martin declared that almost all COVID restrictions will be lifted from 6 a.m. on Saturday. The only rules that will remain in place will be face masks, self-isolation after positive test results and COVID passes for international travel. Finally, in Denmark, the BA2 subvariant of Omicron has taken hold, but so far there doesn't appear too much cause for concern. However, there is a possibility it might be more transmissible.
More than 28,000 migrants managed successfully to cross the English Channel in small boats illegally last year. That's according to the latest figures from the British Home Office, which says this figure is 5 times more than in 2020. There were also 52,000 attempts in 2021 that were unsuccessful. 36 people died, which includes those 27 in a shipwreck last November. However, the total amount who were successful is a fraction of the total amount of more than 120,000 who entered Europe via the Mediterranean last year. Meanwhile, many people still continue to jump onto lorries in France, hoping to reach the UK safely. But this way is extremely dangerous. There have been deaths when people fall under the wheels of a truck, and just last week, a Portuguese driver was punched when he tried to remove migrants from his truck, and he died of a heart attack shortly afterwards. Drivers can be fined as much as €2,000 for smuggling people into Britain, even if they don't know about anyone being on board. The situation has strained the relationship between France and Britain, and after the November shipwreck, French President Emmanuel Macron appealed for more European cooperation. However, around 1,000 people have already crossed in January of this year to the UK. The Home Secretary Priti Patel has put forward a controversial pushback policy and has commissioned the Ministry of Defence as a crucial operational partner. But the Royal Navy is reported to say they're trained to save lives rather than push back anyone.
New Hope is the name of this tailor shop at the heart of Caserta, south of Italy, where 8 women of different origin and backgrounds work together to give themselves the chance of being independent and live their lives freely. It started almost 20 years ago as a way to give migrant women, mainly of African origin, the chance to set free from the legacy of human trafficking and start a new life.
Thanks to an order of 1,000 bags from the regional administration in 2004, we had the strength and courage to invest what we'd earned in order to give the girls the possibility to keep dreaming through this tailor shop.
Today, this tailor shop has opened its doors to all women who want to take control of their own lives. They've put their past behind them. What matters now is what they do here, now.
Every product here, everything they are doing, take all of them talks about something. There's a message, send it to other people. There's hope, there's experience, many things they are trying to explain to people.
From the darkness of their past to the colors of a new life. For these women, this fabric is not only a way of earning their living, but it also represents a tangible sign of their liberation from oppressive conditions.
We want to be an example. Women are strong enough to pursue their dreams, to be the protagonist of their own life and their family life, not only as mothers and wives, but also as independent women with their own job.
Each product in this shop tells the story of a woman who believes in the chance of starting a new life, whether they are migrants or Italians.
I chose to resign from the marketing agency I was working for and came here to work in this cooperative. I made this choice with my heart, because it's nice to see the smiles back on these women's faces when they can take their lives back through their work.
A story behind each product, quality and beauty reflecting the dignity of work. This is the New Hope Tailor's Shop. Luca Palamara for Euronews, Caserta.
Zen Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, who helped pioneer the concept of mindfulness in the West and socially engaged Buddhism in the East, has died at the age of 95. The monk passed away peacefully at Tu Hieu Temple in Hue, Vietnam. He is remembered for distilling Buddhist teachings on compassion and suffering, influencing prominent people such as Oprah Winfrey, while dedicating his life to the spread of peace.
The cities of Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo in Brazil are postponing the glittering parades that are the highlight of Carnival festivities due to a surge in coronavirus infections. The processions have been rescheduled for April. The pandemic has killed more than 622,000 people in Brazil, and the country is in the middle of yet another wave, fueled by the Omicron variant of the virus.
It looks pretty, but might not be everyone's cup of tea. The first underground swimming relay was held in Poland at the historic silver mine in Tarnowskie Góry. It's on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The brave participants seem to love it. People who swim open water know what it means. This water is soft, you can feel it with the whole body. The experience is almost spiritual. It's fantastic. 300 winter swimmers took part in the event, which saw them swim through a 600-metre-long rock corridor, 30 metres underground. One of them says his experience of swimming across the dangerous English Channel helped him. It's amazing. I would recommend it to anyone who would like to cross the English Channel. I would recommend trying to swim in this darkness. I also started crossing the Channel around midnight. Such training will be useful to everyone. After the exhilarating encounter with water of around 6 degrees Celsius, the swimmers could put their layers back on to warm up.